So here's the 95 Ford F-150. Got it in the garage. We're gonna try and figure out why is this thing missing. I also had figured out what was wrong with the hood. It's something simple that I figured out. So I'm going to get it up. I'll show you what I found on the hood, and then we're going to dig into it. See, does it need plugs, wires, distributor cap, or a rotor button, something in that nature. Alright, so I ended up pulling the spark plugs out, and they're gap correct. I mean, it could use some new ones. They don't look too bad, but I think I found out our missing problem after I pulled the distributor cap. See all them burnt marks on the tips? That can cause a misfire. And then the rotor button, it's got a little charcoal piece hanging off of it. You can see where it's been arcing. See how that then changed color, like brownness? It's probably ash where it's misfiring. So it definitely needs a rotor button, distributor cap. Spark plugs, I pulled two, that didn't look too bad. Like I said, we'll put the distributor cap and rotor button on there first. And if it's still misfire, we'll go ahead and throw the new plugs. But I put money on the distributor cap and rotor button. Spark plug wires didn't look bad, they wasn't chewed. So the tips of those, well, take that back. Looking at the tips, they're kind of worn, you can see it. So yeah, we'll put new plugs too. Let's not cheap this out. So new plugs, new distributor cap, rotor button, and I think that'll take care of the miss, and it should run smooth. Fixed the hood, got the screw in there, so now the hood, when it closes, is flush. That's all it was. They lost the screw for some reason, it fell out. They just stuck the wrong thread screw in there, and that was keeping the hood from closing. So got that stuff on order from the old Amazon. You can get it cheaper. Might have to wait a day or two. So we'll get that stuff in, get that installed, do an oil change. I've been looking for a front bumper since this one's pushed in. Haven't found one yet. I can find one for the 90 model. 90 models, the early 90 models are different than your late, I think it's 93 up. It's different. So, but we did find a bumper for the 90 model truck. So, a friend of mine had one that he had for a truck years ago, tucked away in his backyard. So we got that bumper free. We just got to put the front cap on it and the bumper, complete truck. So I'm gonna get this stuff on order for this one. Well, it's already on order anyway. And then once it get in, we'll put it in and see how she runs, and we'll change out these foggy old headlights, and I got to get a tire for it so I can take the spare off and put the matching rim back on. And cool little truck. We can figure out the air conditioning work, which, did I check this one? Compressor's not locked up, so that's a good sign. So I suspect the air will work. So yeah, we're moving along with this one. We're gonna get this one highway ready. All right, so we got parts for the old F-150. Let's see what we got. Thanks to the good old Amazon. So I actually ordered both tail lights because both of them are broke. I got one right now, the other one will be here next day or two. We got some brand new Champion spark plugs. We got an XL high performance rotor button distributor cap. We got an oil filter. We got 5W30 synthetic oil. So we got what we need to tune this thing, change the oil, and make it run smoother. So I'm gonna get after that, and we'll see what the results be after. Alright, so completely tuned it up, changed the spark plugs. I didn't change the wires, I didn't see anything wrong with them. We changed the distributor cap, rotor button, changed the oil filter, and the air filter. This K&N filter they had on there, that thing is filthy. I mean, super filthy. People don't realize with these K&N air filters, you're supposed to clean them. They sell the cleaning kit for it, and it comes with the oil you put on it that'll cut down from the dust getting inside of it. And this thing here is through, so I just put a regular air filter in it. So it's completely cold, touching the motor everywhere. So let's crank it up. Let's see how it sounds with the tune-up. Got a miss. Wondering if one of those plug wires is off. I need to recheck the firing order because, like I said, it's got a miss. I tried to do all the wires one at a time on the distributor cap, but you can't get them off. I noticed one spark plug over here on this side, which is the passenger side, was really gas fouled. So I'm going to check that spark plug wire and check the firing order again, and hopefully we can find out why I still got that miss. It could be that cylinder might be full of carbon or something where it wasn't firing, or it could be the spark plug wire. So I checked all the spark plug wires, made sure they were on tight, and everything looks good. So I've just been letting it sit here and run, and that little miss it had is slowly going away. I believe it's just carbon buildup around the valves where they were running. The spark plugs were kind of bad, and then it wasn't getting enough spark coming from the distributor cap and rotor button. So it's slowly getting better. I put my spark plug tester on all the wires. Got it on that wire back here. Trying to make sure it's not a wire that's shorting out, but running way better than it was at first. Too bad it don't have an RPM gauge. But I'm gonna put some more gas in it. Probably put some seafoam in the gas tank too. And I'm probably gonna get some of that seafoam throttle body cleaner. Take these boots off. Spray some of that in there. That'll help clean up the valves and up around the cylinders and everything. So it's kind of late, so we'll just get it out, drive it around. But I think it's going to pan out pretty smooth though. We'll see. So we got a brand new tire for this thing. Get the spare off, which is the original spare, and went to the old Wally World and picked up this 235/75/15 Goodyear all-terrain tire. That's actually what it came with, I believe, because we got 3 of the other same kind plus the spare, which I know them were not the original tires, but anyway, we got a brand new one. They had it on sale, so we picked one of those up, get it cleaned up, get the center cap on it, and it'll look like a truck again. So we got the tire on there, and man, does that truck looks good. So now the only problem is I still got a misfire, and I believe it's coming from one of the injectors. I think it's number 2 over here. Ford was nice enough to put the fire on it. But what I learned is you can take a metal rod and hold it against the injector. Put your ear up to the metal rod, you can hear a ticking sound traveling through the metal. I don't know if you can hear that on camera. And you can feel it vibrating too. So that means that the injectors are working, but when I get to number 2 injector, which is up under the plenum, I don't get any sound coming from it. I can't get my hand up under there to put my hand on it. Because also you can put your hand on these injectors too while it's running. Feel it pulsating. Some cars you can actually hear the injector. With this having dual exhaust and one side of the muffler is punched out, it's kind of hard to hear it. But so I believe I'm gonna have to take the plenum off to get in there to change that injector out. I'm gonna pull the plug. I know one of these plugs on this side was completely fouled out, so it wasn't getting no fuel, I would guess, or not the right amount of fuel. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this plenum off here and see about changing the injector out. It's still got this indentation to it, and if you watch the engine, you see it shaking. Got a acceleration to it. Don't have an RPM gauge. It's got that stumble right at light acceleration. Probably see the camera shaking. So it's definitely got a injector bad. Plus, if you take the plug wire off that cylinder, it don't change. So 182,000 miles, those injectors are wore out. I would like to replace all of them while I'm up under there. They're kind of pricey. If I can get them cheap enough, I'll just replace all 4 of them, because the other ones is on the outside of the plenum. But we'll have to just see. I don't know what they cost yet. But anyway, I am going to shut it down, let it cool off some, and then we'll see about changing that fuel injector. either sat around and the injector is stuck, or the injector is just no good. But we'll see what'll happen when we take it out of there. We can bench test it too. Sometimes those injectors, my alarm going off. Sometimes them injectors can be stuck. You can hook 12 volts directly to them on a bench and flush them out, kind of tap on them, and they'll free up. So I wish it was where I can get to it. I can really tap on it or just take it out of there without pulling all of this off. But definitely, I'm thinking fuel injector for number 2 cylinder. So I've been fighting this truck trying to get the misfire out of the engine. I changed the plug wires, put some new ones on there. Went back through, we gapped all the spark plugs, and like I said, we did kind of tested the fuel injectors by putting a metal rod against them, and I felt them pulsating, but that don't mean that they're actually working. So I did a fuel pressure check. It's holding 35 psi. On these engines, they're from 32 to 35, I believe. That turned out good. I ran some of the Seafoam throttle body cleaner through the throttle body, hot soaked it, drove it, still got a miss. Was going to do a compression test, but I decided to go ahead and just pull this plenum off and pull the injector rail, and let's check and see if those injectors look like. They could have a dirty tip where the carbon has built up where your gas spray out of the nozzles, and that can cut down the fuel flow. Still dirty inside of the plenum, but the only way you can get that off is if you pull the throttle body. But basically just got some bolts. I just took the throttle body off because it has these coolant hoses, and what happened is once you take those off, coolant go everywhere. So about 5 bolts or 4 bolts, you can pull this throttle body off, undo your EGR valve. I had to heat this nut up to get it off of the EGR valve. Got your map sensor vacuum lines, undid the throttle, brake booster hose, little small vacuum lines here, and this is your, I think, PVC valve hose. Might as well check that while we got it off, because you can't get to the PVC valve because the plenum is so big it covers the whole right side of the engine. So what I'm going to do is yank this plenum off, check those injectors, make sure the connectors are not corroded. A lot of dirt dauber's nest down in there. So when you're pulling this plenum off, you got 5 half-inch drive. I mean, not half-inch, but half-inch bolts. You got 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then right down in the center, down in there, it's kind of hard to see. Right in the middle, in this opening, there's like a Torx bit head screw that you have to get out. That's the last one. See, it's loose. That thing is heavy too if you're leaning over the hood trying to pick that thing up. So to get that screw out, what I did, just got a Torx head bit. I don't know what size it is. I have to look. I'll find out. Put it on a small extension with an adapter and a 3/8. Went down through there so we're loose. Also, the EGR valve pipe nut is a 1.16", or you can use, like a pipe wrench or kind of a big size crescent wrench. Vice grips might not be getting good leverage on it. So anyway, I'm gonna get this thing lifted off, clean off around the injector, so when we do pull them out, all that trash and dirt daubers nest won't fall down in the engine. And then we'll check these injectors and see what the spray pattern is. And I'm really thinking that's what's wrong with this thing, is it set around and the injectors, they're either dirty or one of them not working correctly. So, alright, see if I can pull this thing off of here. Kind of hard to do. I got the front tires on flat. Just let the air out of them that way. Truck's kind of low to the ground. You really need a buddy to help you do this. You have somebody to pass it to, but I'm trying to set it right here on the radiator support. I'm just hoping all that trash don't fall. Oh my God. That thing is heavy. Ooh, that's a piece of aluminum. Really need a cherry picker to get it out of here. Let me see, can I step over? Ooh. Oh man, put my foot on the steering shaft. Oh God. There we have it. Looking at the injectors, and bring you guys in. So here's the fuel injectors. Got a big dirt dauber's nest. Trying to keep stuff out of the way so it won't fall off in the intake. That big dirt dauber's nest right there. This thing's set for a while. You can tell dirt daubers is just taking over. But here's an injector rail. The wiring looks good. And I've been chewing on them. So what I'm gonna do is got some 8mm bolts. I'm gonna pop this rail up. There's a big dirt dauber's nest there. There's a gasket. I don't know how I'm gonna get that out of there. Chop it up. I'm gonna lift this rail up. I'm gonna try and put a piece of cardboard or something up under it and see if all of them are spraying. So give me a minute and let me get that set up and we'll pull them out.
That the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but DC where I reside now. Put the time in while you always yelling time out. And quit it, cause I know I'm coming with it. You were sitting, you were wishing I was handling my business. Now I got the ball like Harry Potter playing Quidditch. And my business is humongous, you would think that happens in there. Damn man, I'm all that, yeah I'm all that. Working for that whip, yeah that what you call that. I'ma blow up in the summer, have him yelling fall back. And I've always been ahead like an effing ball cap. Man, I came in the game like whoa. Got a couple chains on me cause I like gold. They told me I'm the best and I told them I know. Cause when I'm in your town, every ticket I sold. Yeah, they saying I'm the man. Facts bro, lot of haters, tell me where they at though. I'm the new pop, all I do is rap though. Want me on your song, throw a couple stacks, yo. Everybody wanna do the same thing. That's why we ain't on the same page. Do my own thing, and I maintain. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah, I'm going mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. I'm going mainstream. mainstream. Flow like water, so I'm going mainstream. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you can see that or not, but definitely this injector here is not doing anything. It sprayed for like a second and then it stopped. All the other injectors are spraying out fuel consistently, but except for this one right here, which is the number 2 cylinder, which the one I was really having a suspicion of, because I believe that's the one I pulled the spark plug out and it was black in the beginning, like oil fouled or maybe gas. Whoa, that's one of the O-rings back there popped out. I'm glad I didn't get on the camera. Anyway, we're going to change this fuel injector. I got a good used one that I've already cleaned and tested, and we're going to put it in the hole. All the rest of them seem to be doing what they're supposed to do, which is spray. So that right there, that one cylinder not firing fuel, that can have this thing running really bad. So I'm going to go ahead and change it out, and hopefully we'll bring this thing back alive. Okay, go ahead. So you can see I had a lot of fuel injectors that I had collected over the years. They came out of another Ford truck that I worked on years ago, and I had we replaced all of them, and I kept the old ones because it was like 1 or 2 that was bad. So I went through and cleaned all of these, and I tested all of them on this fuel rail, and all of those are good. Well, one of them is actually the original one that goes in here, but as you see, now we got a good fuel injector. So I'm gonna go ahead and stick all this back together, and this thing should fire up and run good now because it'll be hitting on all the cylinders. So soak up all this old gas out of there, and I'm gonna clean up the bases of the other ones where the nozzles are, because I know it's got some dirt and stuff from me moving around, but I think we'll be okay now. Alright, so I got it all back together. You can see it's completely cold, touching everything, exhaust and all that stuff. So let's fire this thing up and see how it runs now, since we got that injector fixed or replaced, and hopefully it'll run out smooth and won't have to worry about that again. So I'm gonna go in here. It's probably gonna run stumbly for a while, because while I was testing the injectors, a lot of that gas was spraying over in the intake holes where the injector goes. So I'm pretty sure it didn't just dry out. And then that one cylinder where it wasn't firing, it's probably got a lot of carbon buildup and stuff in there where it wasn't firing. So, but we'll see. Let's see how she cranks. My lovely assistant left the key on, so now the battery's dead. Now I gotta boost it off. So, I don't know. She left the key on. Prime the system back up. transmission works. The old truck don't run too bad. Cleaned it up some, vacuumed it out. Got all the dog hair and cat hair out of it. I am having an issue with the gas hand for the front tank. I got it on front tank now. I was just saying that the fuel pump in the front tank work, and it does work, but the gas hand don't, so that's just a sending unit issue. If I switch it to rear tank, the hand will move like it's supposed to, but I was just checking both tanks, so that front tank will have to be dropped out and put a new sending unit in it. Got to get it to the muffler shop, get a new exhaust put up under it. So we're going to take it back and see about putting those headlights in. Take those foggy, broken ones out and put the new ones we got with the truck in. So it looked way better at the front. And we'll work on getting the exhaust done. Get a muffler and get two. Well, we might not have to replace both tailpipes. It's just the one that's broken and missing. So maybe they can just make me up one and run it out of the driver's side and quieten this thing down some. Alright. So out driving this thing and almost made it back to the house, and it quit on me. And the reason why it quit is because I believe the pickup coil in the distributor has went out. I already went out there and robbed the coil, the ignition coil, which is back there. Robbed it off the other truck, and we got 12 volts going to the coil, and we got voltage going to the pickup coil, but there's nothing coming out of the spark plug wires. So I'm gonna get this thing top dead center, which is pretty simple because on this thing it has number 1. You can see that number 1 that actually lines up with the number 1 on the distributor cap. So you can just rotate it around till you get that number 1 top dead center. And there's one bolt, of course, down there that holds your distributor in. In order to change this pickup coil, you got to pull the distributor, take this rotor button and reluctor wheel. This is your reluctor wheel. Take it off, and the pickup coil is right down in there. That little black thing there, and the reluctor wheel runs through it. It's like a magnet. So in order to do that, you have to pull the distributor, take the distributor apart. But since we got that other truck, what I'm going to do, I'm going to just pull the distributor out the other truck, get it top dead center, because I need to get it out of here because I'm in the wife's parking spot, and I need to get it out of here for the night, and it's late. So I'm just going to go out there, pull that distributor out, pull this one out, drop that one in there because we know it's a good one because that truck runs. And while I got this one out, we will get a new pickup coil for it, and I'll put a new pickup coil on this distributor, and I'll probably just put it back in here, and we'll put that other distributor back in the other truck. Maybe I'll buy 2 pickup coils and we'll just replace both of them. Then both of them will have new pickup coils. So I'm just gonna, I think I should be able to get this ratchet on the alternator and rotate this motor because that belt's really tight. Kind of hard doing it on the camera. Well, you see what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna rotate it around to number 1 and pull that distributor out, and we'll go from there. So let me put the camera down and kind of hard doing stuff with one hand. You know how that can be. So rotate this distributor. As long as the belt don't slip. So far, so good. Now you could pull the spark plug too, but as long as you get it top dead center, get number 1 back to where it's supposed to be, you should be good. I can't go back the other way, so that's gonna have to be it. It should be. Number 1. Put my finger right there, and I'm gonna raise the cap up. It's gonna be close. Yeah, we good. Alright, so let me get my distributor socket or distributor wrench. You gotta have a distributor wrench to get down in there. You probably can use a swivel on a ratchet, but if you got the right tool, use it. It ain't never been out before. You can put an extension, I think. That one is kind of too short. You probably have to use a kind of tight. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get something on there. Thought you can use an extension on this. Have to put some leverage on there. Oh, man. I've never been out of there before. There we go. One bolt. These are actually easy to get to in a Chevrolet, because Chevrolet is at the back. You have to get all on top of the motor and unhook stuff. These are pretty simple here. Make sure you clean around that hole where the distributor goes. Also, so you won't have trash all off in there. So there's the distributor. It's out. Like I said, you have to knock these pins out of here. There's 2 pins. You knock those pins out, and you pull this gear off and this bushing off. Then you take your reluctor wheel Actually, you don't even have to take this off, the reluctor wheel. You can take the rotor button off, and once you get those pins out, that whole shaft will pull out of there. You got to make sure you don't lose those pins, because I don't know if the new pickup coil comes with it or not. But it runs on like that hex head, like an Allen socket or Allen wrench. That's what that rod down in there runs on. Like I said, you just got to get it back top dead center. So I'm gonna go out there and rob that other truck. It's definitely the original distributor. I'm gonna go rob that other truck, and we'll get that distributor in there. So I was going to change distributors, and I found out, this being a 90 model, it has the totally different module setup. It has the ignition module on the side of the distributor, which ties in with the pickup coil, which is made slightly different. If I can get in there. It has this metal piece right here that the wires run around and bolt in. So I won't be able to use this distributor, so I'm just going to go ahead and just buy a new one and get it installed in the original one. So that's what I'll do. I'll order one, and we'll get it in and get that thing running. For now, I guess I have to just push it outside. Alright, so we got the new pickup coil for the distributor Master Pro 2-6208. It comes in another box. That's another part number, so makes you wonder which one is which. But anyway, brand new pickup coil. So now we got to break the distributor down, put it in, which I was dreading. So we're going to take the rotor button off. I don't think we necessarily need to take the reluctor wheel off, but we got to knock these two pins out. We have to figure out how to lock this thing down. Lock it down so we can get the pins out of it. So we need to get a small punch, I think, on the other side. And more flush on this side. Small punch and a hammer. Oop. I don't know why Ford would design something where you have to go through all this just to change the pickup coil. This is really not an on-the-road side repair. So we got those halfway knocked out. Get a smaller punch. It'll have to be something real small, almost like a nail. Kind of cold outside. So if you hear some noise, that's my little heater. definitely coming out. I gotta find something smaller than that. Probably a nail will work. Make sure not to lose them. There's 2 roll pins. Now I don't think it matters which way the gear is pointing. Because those holes, they gotta line up no matter what. So we'll just some reason the gear ain't coming off of there. It should slide right off of there. We got the pins out. I don't want to mess these gears up. Actually, you just have to pull the 1 pin. Looks like 1 pin comes out, not both. Just the one at the top. Yeah, because that look like that shaft is coming up out of there. So maybe this is a 2-piece. Put that back in there. It looks like it's coming up out of there. It ain't budging. Getting play in it though, but Oh man. A lot of play, but the gear is supposed to come up. So I ended up taking both of those pins out, and I got the base of the distributor down on the table. So these should slide off of there. I don't know why they're so stuck. I have seen a video where a guy used some kind of puller to get them off. They are not budging. I don't know why. I don't want to mess the gear up. It's starting to move now. So I'm happy to, I did see another video where a guy heated it up and got him off. One, if you're gonna do this, you need a good vise. Now we just got to get that spacer or bushing. It's kind of hard to get that one. You have to wedge something in there to. There it goes. They're pressed on there, so it's coming off there now. Let me get it to where I can. Knock it down. There, both of the gears. Now we should be able to pull that out. And there's a pickup coil. And that looks like it's not a 9/32. It almost looks like a quarter. Which is out there. Let me clean up some of this stuff. Having tripod issues tonight. Ran over my other tripod. So I'm having to use one of my light stands as a tripod, so it's kind of sucks. Let me go get a socket. Oh, please. Alright. Let's see what size. That's a little bitty one. That is a 7/32. Why did I take that off? And we got to take this top part off too. And those are 9/32. Cause see, the harness, it's got to slide out. So if you don't have that top piece off, you won't be able to get the harness out. Maybe I ought to clean this distributor up a little bit. Get all the grease and stuff off of it. Since we'll have it stripped down. Yep. So there it is. There's the old pickup coil right there. So what I'll probably do is kind of clean up the base of this thing, get some of the grease and stuff off of it before I put the new one in. So let me get that cleaned up. And we'll put it back together. Alright, so I got the distributor base cleaned up. We already got the new pickup coil slid off in there. Now we just got to put this little, it's got this little bracket here. You want to make sure those wires are in there nice and neat so they won't get caught up on nothing. I was at the parts store and the guy was like, "You ought to just buy a whole distributor." Well, a whole distributor is like 150 bucks. I mean, the base of this distributor is still good, but if you don't have the tools to break it down or something like that, I can see you buying the whole thing, but that's not what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put a light little oil on this shaft. I'll just put some grease on there. Help it slide back in there better. Does oil go up this thing? I don't think it does, because it's got the gear on there. I don't see how it cuts down the friction. I said light, I lied. Got some grease on there. This is just wheel bearing grease. A little bit too much. We don't need that slinging around on that pickup coil. That'll be good enough. Alright, so now we need to put the bushing back on. Now that's going to be tricky because you don't want to mess this shaft up. It's kind of sliding back on there. And I think once you get it on there, you might can turn it by hand. Let me see if I can get something like a big deep well socket maybe. It'll be deeper than that. I know it's coming through. Yeah, that's it. Put the hammer down in the grease. Almost. A few more little taps. Ah, I passed it. I got too excited. I think I can just tap on this shaft. That's why you want to put some grease on there. Turn it nice and easy. So now we need to put the this gear back on. Make sure you line the hole up best you can before you knock it down on there. It's kind of too big. 13, 16. Ah, that works perfect. It works perfect, but when it gets down there, the hole in the middle is a little bit too small. You have to get a bigger socket. There we go. 21. I hope that hole lines up. Ugh. Don't look like it did. I mean, I gotta take that. Is that on right? Oh, I put it on backwards. Why y'all didn't tell me that? That's why the hole don't line up. Y'all supposed to be helping me. Now it's gonna take some work to get that sucker back off there. Alright. Just gotta go on this way. Oops. Oops, I did it again. You can see the hole. Looks like it to me. One more little love tap. Alright, now we can put the pin in. I say get you a good piece of cardboard. Lay this on so you won't mess the gears up. Alright, so it's back together. That little play, you ain't gotta worry about it because it's supposed to have some play there. Yep. So what we need to do now is just put this piece where's it go? It goes on there a certain way. Goes on like that. You gotta make sure that's on right because it's got the little number 1. And if you don't, I don't think it'll go on the other way, will it? No. No, it only goes on one way. So, then we put these screws back in. Alright, so it's all together now. We can put the rotor button back on. You need to make sure those screws are tight. You know, I didn't take them loose. Just double checking. Now we can put the rotor button back on. And there it is. We can put it back in the truck, put the distributor cap on, and plug this plug up, and hopefully this thing fire up and run like it did before it broke. So move on out there. Let's get this thing back in. Should be good. Alright, distributor's back on. Everything's plugged back up. Just got to put the intake boot. I don't know what they make this rubber out of, but if you touch it, because it's so old, it leaves that black stuff on your hands, and it will not come off. I mean, it's almost like charcoal or something. We're just gonna lightly stick it on there. There's a blow-by tube back here. Okay, fire in the hole. Let's see what it does. So that's it on that. So now I can move on changing the headlights, getting these holy molys out. That one's got a hole in it, this one's just faded. So now I can move on. You gotta take this whole grill area off just to get in there to get those clips to hold the headlights in. So we will deal with that too. And because when you drive it at night, you can barely see because those lights are so faded. Alright, so we got both of the tail lights installed. Now we're going to put in these new headlights. Well, I think they're new used headlights. I don't know if they're brand new or not. They look new. I don't know. They were in the truck. They came with it. So they were bought to put in. This one here has got a hole in it. Faded, got water in it. The bulb don't work. And this one here, it's also got some moisture in there. Faded out. I think he said these marker lights were new. That one looks, I don't know if that one's new or not. We did get an extra one. This one looks, I guess they're new. That one looks new. And I got an extra turn signal. Oh, it's got a chip in it. I don't know what the extra turn signal is for. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and put these headlights in so we can see crystal clear at night. Alright, so we got the new headlights in, and that looks way better than those old foggy ones that was in there at first. That looks real good. Now I can see at night. These over here, all fogged up, got holes in them. I cut the adjusters out of these to put in the new ones because they were made different, slightly different. So yeah, she's looking good. So now got to get it to the muffler shop so I can get the exhaust fixed, and it should be good to go. I did get the tailpipe that was missing, that was ripped out of the muffler, so we'll be putting that back on there. And I also picked up another muffler anyway, but yeah, that was real good. So anyway, we'll deal with everything else on another day. Oh yeah, and I'm still looking for a bumper. The Eddie Bauer edition had the bumper with the tag holder in the middle with the little cutouts. That bumper is really hard to find. I can find just a smooth one, but the Eddie Bauer edition one I can't find. So I'm gonna keep looking because that bumper is pretty pushed in really bad. So I'll keep looking for that. We'll worry about that later. And I'm thinking about changing this fender too because it's got this little dent here. I seen a guy got a set on the old marketplace for sale, but he's kind of an hour away. He's got both fenders, a push guard for one, but he don't have a bumper. So we might get that fender from him. It's in real nice shape. The only thing that's wrong with his fender is it don't have this gold stripe at the bottom and that trim right there, which was on the Eddie Bauer edition. So anyway, we'll figure all that out later. Time to get to the muffler shop. Alright, here it is out in the daylight. Really got lucky on the exhaust system. The guy I got the truck from had the missing tailpipe and exhaust pipe that goes all the way up to the muffler, and ran it up to the muffler shop, and they welded it back on, so now it's nice and quiet. This is the side that was missing. Got a little drag mark here, but it's probably where it fell off, but it's kind of hard to see. It just broke the face out of the muffler attached to the pipe, and I even picked up another muffler, dual in, single out, so he was able to weld just that flange back on the front of the muffler. I mean, if it breaks back out, we'll just put this muffler back on there, put this muffler on there. But anyway, truck runs really good, really quiet. Took it up to the car wash and cleaned it out. I gotta finish cleaning the floor mats. But old truck runs really good, really quiet, rides smooth. Still gotta find a bumper for it. Like I said, that's gonna be kind of hard finding one that ain't all beat up. It's got the new headlights in it. Could use one more new tire on the front, but cheap truck, short wheelbase, and the hood, I'm either going to get that hood painted or find another hood. It's not bad though, it just needs to be sanded down, prep, and paint it back white. So I might just get that hood painted if I keep it long enough. I'm planning on keeping it. Make a good shop truck, good gas saving truck, better than my V10. But anyway, that's going to be it on the 95 for right now. Like I say, I'm looking into getting a fender for it if I can get one. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. And that I really want to get a bumper because the bumper takes away the front of the truck all pushed in. And also I got to fix that tailgate that's missing the hinge, that's broken. Because if you open the tailgate up, it'll fall off. So right now we will worry about that later and use it, get it registered, and use it. Man, that sounds good. Don't smoke. Got 180 some thousand miles on it, but you know, it's just a truck. It can be made into something real cool, like lower it down, drop it down a couple inches, put some more wheels on it, which I like the Eddie Bauer wheels, and it could be a cool truck though. Both gas tanks work. So anyway, that's gonna be it for now. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do with that other truck yet. If I'm gonna put the front cap on it, sell it, or sell it like it is. But y'all will be the first ones to know. So if you like these old square body Ford trucks, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and also leave a comment what I should do with that other truck. Sell it like it is, or let's just go ahead and put the front cap on it and get it running good, and then sell it. So anyway, that's gonna be it on this one for right now. Didn't want to carry the video on too long on this one, or this episode too long on this one. So y'all just leave a like, y'all share, subscribe. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for being a subscriber. I say it's free to subscribe. It's free to hit like. Today is Friday the 1st, and tomorrow's my birthday, so I want to put this video out before then, so I'll be out doing stuff. I might put out a video tomorrow. I'm not sure. I'm still working on that Pontiac Le Mans, so but I really want to get this video out on this one. So anyway, y'all have a good day. Enjoy your weekend coming up. If I don't see y'all again, and we'll holler at y'all next time. Be sure to check out the Facebook page and the Instagram page. All right. It is quiet now. Sounds good. With that exhaust fix finally. A lot of people out today. Oh, it's Friday. transmission shifts out smooth. I think this is the transmission. Yeah, it's the AOD transmission with that overdrive. They had problems out of those back in the day. No lights on the dash. Well, the seat belt. Well, that's the airbag. That's the passenger side. Light flickers a little bit because there's nobody over there, I guess. But it's not running hot. Running pretty cool. Gas gauge working. Good old truck. Good old truck. It's been taken care of. Woo! Just lighting the tires up. 302 runs good, got some good power. So alright, that's gonna be it then. We'll keep cruising it. Use it. Alright, so I'll let y'all later.